Hello, and welcome back to Navigating the Periphery. My name is Deborah, and this is my son Philip.
Hello.
We hope everyone is having a good day today. If you're into what we're doing on our channel, please do all that stuff for YouTube if you haven't already. If you could reach down and give this video a thumbs up and a like. Honestly, this is so important to us as content creators because the more likes we get, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. And we want to get our message out there and try to reach and help as many people as we can. Navigating the Periphery, we are trying to stop the stigma of a mental health diagnosis, one show at a time. Also, as always, if you know anyone who could benefit from watching our channel, please help spread the word.
Remember, it's okay not to feel or be okay all the time. You are not alone. We're here.
So, Philip, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great today, Mom. How are you doing?
I am all right. I am good and excited to discuss today's topic. Today, we are going to navigate the periphery around the unique challenges when it comes to making and maintaining friendships when you have schizoaffective disorder. Building meaningful relationships is an important part of life. And it is no less true in people living with schizoaffective disorder or schizophrenia. The illness itself can cause people to fear the outside world, which is why it is so important to overcome this and try to interact with people.
I want to start by saying having schizoaffective disorder is a very lonely experience. I have had difficulty making and maintaining friendships. It's not easy. Having someone that appreciates you despite your illness can be difficult. Many people are misinformed about schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder and will choose not to associate with you. When you encounter or meet someone like this, it's important to realize that such a person would probably not make a good friend to begin with. Good friends are people who will judge you by your good deeds and not by what your health issues are. Though it may be hurtful when someone treats you unfairly because of your diagnosis. It's important to know that such stereotypes are predominantly out of ignorance and misguidance, which is why my mom and I started this channel, to try and help stop the stigma of a mental health diagnosis. I lead a pretty normal life despite my schizoaffective diagnosis.
Still, I have seen that it's difficult for Philip to make new friends and to maintain current friendships. As his mom, it is very painful for me to see. No one wants to see their child struggle in life, especially when it comes to everyday relationships with other people. You also worry about people out there being cruel to your child, and it's a very difficult scope to navigate through.
When coping with a mental illness, it can be instinctive to isolate yourself from others, even those close to you. However, this is the last thing you should do. Research shows that people who maintain close relationships tend to live longer, healthier lives. Furthermore, friendships can help you overcome mental health challenges in isolation. Of course, making friends with the wrong people will do you more harm than good. So it's important to determine who you can trust. Good friends don't criticize, gossip, or judge each other. But a lot of the time, this is easier said than done. I really struggle with this. I went from being at a college interacting in a classroom with friends to having only one close friend now. And Michelle, shout out to Michelle, I want to thank you for being my best friend. Without you, life would be very difficult.
Yes, it would be. While you don't need to reveal your mental illness to all your friends, it can be helpful to get it out of the way so that your friends can be more understanding of your coping mechanisms and behaviors. Before sharing your mental health struggles, consider a time and a place that is convenient for both you and your friend. You can actually fit it into a relaxing activity if that helps. Don't be surprised if your friends react negatively, as mental health problems are not well understood. They may feel shocked awkward, or dismissive at first. Give them time to process this information, and you can even help them better understand your condition by, say, sharing an article or a video. More often than not, your efforts will be rewarded and you will develop a stronger relationship with your friends.
Michelle knows my entire story as we went to college together and shared some of the same classes.
For those suffering from schizoaffective disorder, making friends is a whole different story. Afflicted individuals may experience anxiety when talking with established friends, and they may even feel paralyzed or harshly judged when meeting new people. Despite knowing their fears are irrational, they have little or no control over the onslaught of anxiety symptoms that make it a burden to socialize. If you're one of these people, don't worry. There are many things you can do to ease this burden and try to make new friends.
One reason why some people find it hard to make friends is because they need to spend more time working on themselves. Schizoaffective disorder is sadly a full-time job, and keeping everything in check, like your symptoms, meds, and other quirks that come with this illness, is taxing, draining, and exhausting. I'm so tired a lot of the time. By expanding the scope of your interests and your knowledge of current events, or by simply accepting who you are, you can get to know yourself better, which in turn makes it easier to find like-minded people. Again, as good as this advice is, it is easier said than done. For me, anyway.
Once you have worked on yourself and your identity, the next step is to find potential friends. Remember to never judge a book by its cover. So as you're meeting new people in school or the workplace or in friend circles or organizations, treat everyone as a blank slate and build your relationship from the ground up. However, forming new relationships, again, is easier said than done. Here are some tips that help to curb your anxiety when meeting new people.
People with schizoaffective disorder and anxiety are all too familiar with the flood of negative thoughts that quickly overwhelms their brain in a social interaction. To stay composed, you must learn to agree to disagree with this negativity. Instead of obsessing over these thoughts, simply acknowledge them without judgment and put them in the background. This frees up your mind and makes it easier to engage in the conversation. Try to gradually expose yourself to the situations that you fear rather than avoiding these situations altogether. Over time, you'll find yourself feeling more comfortable in these situations. It is important to start small and work your way up to situations that put you in an all-out panic. For example, asking someone for directions or giving someone a compliment is a good place to start. Believe me, I know this is extremely hard to do, and I feel your apprehension. I've been there, but it's important to keep trying.
Open and honest communication about your needs and limitations can help set realistic expectations for your friendships. Let your friends know how they can support you during both good times and challenging moments. Working closely with your healthcare professionals to manage your symptoms can help you maintain a more stable mood and reduce psychotic symptoms, which in turn can improve your social interactions and the quality of your friendships. Sometimes the symptoms of schizoaffective disorder can interfere with social skills. Therapy, especially types that focus on social skills training, can be helpful in improving your interactions with others.
Consider joining support groups for individuals with schizoaffective disorder or other mental health conditions. There are many of these on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. These groups can provide a sense of belonging and an opportunity to make friends who understand what you're going through. I belong to several groups on Facebook, but be wary. Some people are trying to push things like ketamine or other medications. It is so important to see medical doctors for those type of issues and things. But many of the people on these pages are very kind and make me feel less alone. When I think of my treatment plan for schizoaffective disorder, I think not only of the medications that I take, but also the activities and choices that I make. One quality medication that I take are the people and friends that I surround myself with. Like all medications, it can take experimentation before finding just the right combination, but once you do it, it is well worth it.
If you suffer from schizoaffective disorder or schizophrenia, try to avoid isolation, as it causes the mind to stray off course. Staying within reality is helped by interacting with the real world. Sometimes Philip has been able to ease his symptoms some by simply forcing himself out of the house and making a best attempt at enjoying the world. Again, this is not easy, and sometimes, I have to admit, he needs a push from me to do so. If you're having difficulty building relationships because of your illness, because your illness is not yet well controlled, just take baby steps towards this goal by taking walks in the park, going to coffee shops, or say hanging out at the zoo. Sometimes simply being around people can be enough to lift the isolation.
I know how lonely having schizoaffective disorder can be. I live it every day. I won't lie, it makes me sad and depressed a lot of the time. I wish my life was more normal and like how it used to be before I was diagnosed. Starting this channel has helped me feel less isolated and lonely, and has helped me meet more people like myself, and I hope it continue to do that for me. I really want to help others going through this as well. Through making meaningful relationships with my schizoaffective disorder is difficult. By no means is it impossible. Having even just a few friends will make it easier for you when you are having difficulty. And making the times when you aren't even better, or in my case, one very close friend, shout out to Michelle.
Building solid relationships will make you mentally stronger and healthier. Through others, you will be able to concentrate more on the world and less on the fictitious imagination within. Remember, the quality of friendships is often more important than the quantity. Even a few close, understanding friends can make a significant difference in your life. Hopefully, one day, you will find yourself feeling less lonely.
Please remember, everyone, it's okay not to feel or be okay all the time. You are not alone. We're here.
So please leave your thoughts and comments below. And thank you for watching Navigating the Periphery. As you know, where we're trying to stop the stigma of mental health, one show at a time. Please take care, have a wonderful evening, and we will see you in our next episode coming really, really soon. Take care for now. Bye.
Bye.